Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam.
Hello friends, I am Professor Srenik Shah. Today in this session, I will discuss the concept of decision making with reference to optimum product mix for maximum profitability. Let us see what product mix decisions are. Product mix means a composite of products offered for sale by a firm. The firm's final choice of a product strategy is based on its long run objective, namely profits, sales, stability and sales growth. To achieve these objectives, the firm chooses an optimal product mix. In order to arrive at the optimal product mix, the factors for considerations are: number 1, an objective function which is normally maximization of profits or minimization of cost. Number 2, the constraints with which the objective function is to be achieved. This may be machine capacity, raw materials availability, labor time, sales potential possible, etc. Now, let us come to product mix distribution decision. The objective of distribution may be stated as getting the right goods to the right place at the right time for the least cost. A manufacturer has to ensure maximum customer service in order to maximize sales. Maximum customer service cannot, however, be provided at minimum cost, because if the customer service is to be made readily available, stock levels have to be increased and other costs have to be incurred. We are therefore required to evolve an efficient system of distribution which maximizes the ratio of output. Optimizing the product mix. In case of multi products and multi lines of activity, the problem of arises as to which product or sale mix will yield maximum profit. Such problems can be solved by marginal costing technique. It helps in discontinuance of non-profitable products and lines of activity which will not even cover its variable cost. In marginal costing technique, limiting factors will be considered for managerial decision making, which will limit the volume of output. The limiting factor may consist of any variable. Limiting factor is expressed in financial terms, that is contribution per unit of limiting factor, and it serves as an indicator to select the best course of action to achieve optimum profitability in alternative product mix. When an alternative method of manufacturing a product or alternative is available, the marginal contribution analysis should be made to arrive at the decision. The alternative yielding the highest contribution will be selected. Now, let us see what is contribution analysis. The analysis of the contribution per unit for each product makes towards fixed or current period cost, and profit leads to the preparation of statements showing the total contribution each product class has made towards the recovery of period cost. These statements may be further redefined by deducting any discretionary or separable period cost, that is cost such as annual tooling and product advertising, which should be avoided if the product line were dropped. Now, let us come to the illustration 1. A company producing products P and sigma using a single production process has the following cost data: particulars, product P and product sigma. Selling price per unit for P it is 20, for sigma it is 30. Variable cost per unit it is 11 for P, 16 for sigma. Machine hours required per unit 1 hour for P, 2 hours for sigma. Market limitations in units 1 lakh and 2,50,000 respectively for P and sigma. Total machine hours available are 4 lakh hours. Fixed cost per annum is 26 lakhs. Considering the limiting factors of machine hours and market limitations, you are required to indicate the best combination of products to give optimum contribution. Now, let us come to the solution of illustration 1. we will have the 4 columns, first column for particulars, second column for the product P, third column for the product sigma, and finally the total column. A, sales price per unit for P 20, sigma 30, variable cost per unit 11 for P, 16 for sigma, contribution per unit, that is A minus B, 9 for P, 14 for sigma, machine hours per unit into hours, that is for P 1 and sigma 2, contribution per machine hours, that is C divided by D, 9 for P, 7 for sigma. Based on this contribution, we will rank the product. So, ranking is 1 for P, second for sigma. Now, we are going for the production. 1 lakh units maximum is of P we will manufacture, and for manufacturing this 1 lakh units, we will be using 1 lakh machine hours of available 4 lakh machine hours. Now, out of 4 lakh, 3 lakh is left out. That 3 lakh hours we are transferring to the second ranked product sigma, and based on this 3 lakh hours, we can manufacture only 1,50,000 units of sigma. Based on the production, let us calculate the contribution, that is G into C. 9 lakhs rupees is a contribution from P and 21 lakh is a contribution from sigma. So, totaling 30 lakhs. From this 30 lakhs, we will subtract the fixed cost, which is 26 lakhs, the profits 4 lakhs. Now, let us come to illustration 2. Novelties Limited seeks your advice on production mix in respect of the 3 products Super, Bright and Fine. You have the following information: data for standard cost per unit. Direct material for Super it is 320 per unit, Bright it is 240, Fine it is 160. Variable overheads 16 for Super, 40 for Bright and 24 for Fine. Now, direct labor, there are 2 departments, department A and B. The rate for department A is 8 per hour, for B it is 16 per hour. Super needs 6 hours to manufacture in department A, Bright needs 10 hours to manufacture it in department A, and Fine needs 5 hours to manufacture in department A. Similarly, Super needs 6 hours for department B, Bright 15 hours for B and Fine 11 hours for B. From current budget, you have further details as below. Annual production 5,000 for Super, 6,000 for Bright, 10,000 for Fine. Selling price per unit 624 for Super, 800 for Bright, 480 for Fine. Fixed overheads 16 lakhs. Sales department's estimate of maximum possible sales in the coming year in numbers is 6,000 for Super, 8,000 for Bright and 10,000 for Fine. You are also to note that there is a constraint on supply of labor in department A and its manpower cannot be increased beyond its present level. Suggest the best production and sales mix from the standpoint of maximum profitability. Also prepare the statement of profitability as per budgeted production. Now, let us come to the solution of illustration 2. We prepare first statement of profitability as per budgeted production. We will have the 5 columns, where first column is particulars, second is Super, third is Bright, fourth is Fine and fifth is total. Number of units are 5,000 for Super, 6,000 for Bright and 10,000 for Fine, totaling 21,000. Sales price per unit 624 for Super, 800 for Bright, 480 for Fine. Variable cost per unit 480 for Super, 600 for Bright, 400 for Fine. Contribution per unit, that is B minus C, 144 for Super, 200 for Bright and 80 for Fine. Total contribution, that is A into D, 7,20,000 for Super, 12 lakhs for Bright and 8 lakhs for Fine, totaling 27,20,000. From this we will subtract the fixed cost of 16 lakhs. So, profits is 11,20,000. Now, let us prepare the statement of profit under most profitable product mix. We will have the 5 columns, wherein the first column will be particulars, second Super, third Bright, fourth Fine and finally the total column. Sales price per unit 624 for Super, 800 for Bright, 480 for Fine. Variable cost per unit 480 for Super, 600 for Bright, 400 for Fine. contribution per unit, that is A minus B, 144 for super, 200 for bright and 80 for fine. Labor hours required per unit of department A, which is a key factor. For super it is 6, bright 10, fine 5. Contribution per labor hours, that is C divided by D, 24 for super, 20 for bright and 16 for fine. Now, we have to rank the product based on the contribution per labor hour, that is rank number 1 to super, rank number 2 to bright and rank number 3 to fine. Now, we switch to the production. As super is a first rank product, we will manufacture maximum demand, that is 6000 units. In order to make 6000 units, the use of labor hours of department A will be 36,000 out of total available 1,40,000. Now, we have to go to the second ranked product, that is bright, where we will reach to the maximum demand of 8000 units, and in order to manufacture this we will be using 80,000 labor hours. Out of 1,40,000 we have already used 1,16,000 hours. So, 24,000 hours balance available for the third rank product, that is fine, where we can manufacture 4800 units. Now, let us calculate total contribution, that is G into C. For super it is 8,64,000, bright 16 lakhs, fine 3,84,000. So, totaling 28,48,000. From this we will subtract the fixed cost 16 lakhs. So, profit is 12,48,000. Now, let us come to illustration 3. Jupiter Enterprises Limited is manufacturing 3 products A, B and C using the same raw materials. All the products pass through departments 1, 2 and 3. Relevant details of the production plan are: standard cost per unit direct material 40 for A, 50 for B, 64 for C. Direct labor department 1 rate rupees 10 per hour, 1 hour, B 1.2 hour, C 1.5 hours. Department 2 rate rupees 12 per hour, it needs 0.5 hour for A, 1 hour for B, 1 hour for C. Department 3 rate rupees 15 per hour, it needs 0.8 per hour for A, 1 hour for B, 1.2 hours for C. Variable overheads 12 per unit for A, 11 for B and 16 per unit for C. Current annual production in units: A 30,000, B 40,000, C 25,000. Selling price per unit 100 for A, 130 for B, 175 for C. Maximum sales forecast in units: for A 50,000, B 40,000 and C 30,000. Fixed overheads per annum are 25 lakhs. The labor available in department 2 is in short supply and cannot be increased in the near future. The managing director has doubts about the correctness of the product mix proposed above. He has requested you to examine the current production plan and give your specific recommendations. You are required to prepare profitability statement for current production plan and profitability statement which is having the optimum product mix. Now, let us come to the solution of illustration 3. We will have 5 columns: first particulars, then product A, then product B, then product C and finally total. Units 30,000, 40,000, 25,000, so 95,000. Sales price per unit 100 for A, 130 for B, 175 for C. Variable cost per unit 80 for A, 100 for B, 125 for C. Contribution per unit, that is B minus C, it is 20 for A, 30 for B and 50 for C. Total contribution, that is A into D, 6 lakhs for A, 12 lakhs for B, 12,50,000 for C, totaling 30,50,000. From this, when we subtract the fixed cost of 25 lakhs, our present profit is 5,50,000. First, now let us calculate the available labor hours in department 2 based on what we are manufacturing right now. Product A 30,000 units into 0.5 hour per unit, so 15,000 hours. B 40,000 units into 1 hour per unit, so 40,000 hours. C 25,000 units into 1 hour per unit, so 25,000. total labor hours of department 2 is 80,000. Now, let us prepare the statement of profit under most profitable product mix. For that we will have the 5 columns: first particulars, second product A, third product B, fourth product C and fifth column total. Sales price per unit 100 for A, 130 for B, 175 for C. Variable cost per unit 80 for A, 100 for B, 125 for C. Contribution per unit, that is A minus B, 20 for A, 30 for B, 50 for C. Labor hours per unit of department 2, for A it is 0.5, B 1, C 1. Contribution per labor hours, that is C divided by D, for A it is 40, B it is 30, C it is 50. Based on this contribution per labor hour will give the ranking of a product. As product C is having the highest contribution, that is ranked 1, A ranked 2nd and finally, the third rank to product B. Now, production. Based on the first rank, we will select maximum production of product C, that is 30,000 units. This 30,000 units need to use 30,000 labor hours out of available 80,000 hours. Now, we will move to the second rank product, that is product A, where we manufacture maximum production of 50,000 units utilizing 25,000 hours of labor. Out of now 80,000, we are having 25,000 labor hours which we allocate to the third rank product, and from this we can manufacture product B 25,000 units only. Now, let us calculate total contribution, that is G into C. From product A we will get 10 lakhs, B it is 7 lakh 50,000, C it is 15 lakhs, totaling 32 lakh 50,000. Fixed cost is 25 lakhs and when we subtract from it, our profits is 7 lakh 50,000. Now, let us come to summary. In this module, we learned the meaning of product mix decision, product distribution decision and contribution analysis. We also studied how the profit can be optimized when various factors are key factors. Thank you.